Hi, I'm Terrence Whedon, pastor of Impact Church, and I would like to talk to you today about the proper attitude towards leadership. What is a leader? A leader is a person who leads and guides. Think of it like this: a conductor that conducts the orchestra. Although he doesn't play every instrument, but he understands every instrument. He knows every note that needs to be played and when it needs to be played. He's a great motivator because in order to make it happen, he has to be able to motivate each and every section so that everything that is played comes out sounding beautifully. He leads by example. He gets much respect. That's what a leader is supposed to be. Whether you're a leader of a business, a ministry, or any type of organization, you have to be able to lead people down the right path, and there has to be respect. Well, today we're going to explore the three types of leaders so that we can help you understand what type of leader you are. Also, too, we're going to talk about how to follow leadership because it's very important. In order to become a great leader, you have to become a great follower. So let's sit back, relax, and we're going to get ready and go into the lesson. Proper attitude towards leadership. Before we go deep into the lesson, I would like to first read a scripture to you. And it's coming from the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, starting at verse 5 through 8. Servants, be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh, with fear and trembling, and singleness of your heart as unto Christ, not with eye service as men pleasers, but as the service of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart, with good will doing service as to the Lord and not to men, knowing that whatsoever good thing any man doeth, the same shall he receive of the Lord, whether he be bound or free. So what is God telling us? He is telling us that he's looking for us to be obedient to leadership, whether that be in your church, whether it be on your job, whether it be in any organization that you're in. Because you have to believe that God, especially in church, is speaking to your leader. If you have a problem with that leader, then you need to really seek the Lord on that. But one thing I want you to understand, God, whatever you do for your leader, think of it as you're doing it unto the Lord. Because he's the one that's going to reward you. The same way on your job. Although you may not like your supervisor, you may not like your manager, but it's God who is going to give the promotion. Oh, we've seen it so many times where the Lord has blessed people that wouldn't even qualify for the job, where their leader or their management was so tough on them to the point to where they were ready to quit, but the Lord told them to stay and remove that management and put them in their position. God can do it for you. But the reason why they got the position, it wasn't because they were stubborn. It's because they continued to do their job and they did it with the right attitude, because it's all about attitude. Now, in order for us to really become the great leader that we need to be, you have to realize you have to become a great follower. But let's first identify the three types of leaders. And two things I want you to take note of. I want you to understand the two types of thinkings here. There's the linear thinking, and then there's the lateral thinking. And allow me to give you the definition of each. The linear thinking is defined as a process of thought following known cycles or step-by-step progressions where a response to a step must be elicited before another step is taken. Now allow me to give you the definition of the lateral thinker. Lateral thinking is being able to solve problems through indirect and creative approaches, using reasoning that is not immediately obvious. Okay, let me give you the pros and cons of both types of thinking. Linear thinkers are individuals that think in the process. These are the people that can take the vision and bring it to pass. They're very good at it. You need a balance in whatever you do, whether it's in ministry, whether it's in business, whether it's in your organization. You have to have a balance of leadership. All of your leaders can't be linear thinking, and all of your leaders can't be lateral thinking. There has to be a balance, because linear thinkers, they will take your idea and take it to the next level. The con of linear thinking is the fact that they can't think outside the box. They struggle with that. And if you're giving it to them the way it's supposed to be done, they'll follow it to a T. But the moment they have to think outside the box and improvise, that's where you may have a problem. So just like that conductor in the orchestra, he has to know each section. He has to know each instrument and each person that's playing that instrument and know what their talent level is. A linear thinker, they have a very low threshold for risk. These individuals are not risk takers. If it doesn't work out logically, they won't do it. They're not going to sacrifice certain things to make things happen. That's just the nature of a linear thinker. That doesn't mean they think linear on everything. There are some things that they think lateral on, but as a whole, they think linear. Now, when we're talking about a lateral thinker is that individual that thinks outside the box. They're the type of individual that are visionaries. They see it before it even happens. The problem with visionaries is the fact that they're not linear thinkers. They sometimes can't get the processes done because their minds are always racing. They almost like ADD. Their attention, they have that attention deficit where they can't think on one thing too long because their mind is flooded with so many ideas. And so just like the linear thinker and the lateral thinker, they have to be trained and developed. So that's the two types of thinking. Now let's break down the three types of leaders. The three types of leaders are as follows. You have what we call the natural leader, you have the potential leader, and now you have the challenge leader. Okay, let's start at the bottom with the challenge leader. A challenge leader is a person that's in the position of leadership. They're positional leaders. And what that means is that these are the type of people that people only follow them because they have no choice but to follow them. You see this a lot with nepotism in family-owned businesses, churches that are small and mostly family go to the church, and people are in position, but they don't possess the leadership skills in order to help take either the business or the ministry to the next level. And so many times, challenge leaders are people that people don't really like. They have bad attitudes sometimes. You know, you have that manager or that supervisor. The only reason why you have to listen to them is because you have no choice. And it's harder in a volunteer position. When you're volunteering somewhere and the leadership is horrible and have bad attitudes, unless the cost is worth it to you, 9 times out of 10 you don't stay. Even on a job, even if the money is good, if you can't deal with the leader, you may quit the job. A lot of businesses lose great people, potential great people, because of bad leaders. So challenge leaders, they can be taught to become better, but that's only if they want to. You know, normally they're put in position by a loved one or a crony or what we call the good old boy network, and they really didn't earn it, and people don't respect who they are. That's a challenge leader. The potential leader. The potential leader is special because the potential leader, they have all the potential to become great. They have to be cultivated though. Understand something about the potential leader. It's like a glass ceiling. They can see the stars, but the ceiling is limiting them. They have to have someone able to move that ceiling so that they can soar. Potential leaders are very likable. They can be trained. One thing I always say, I rather have someone with heart than with talent. Potential leaders, they have a lot of heart. But they have the talent, it's there. They just need someone to cultivate them. It's like being on a team of great athletes. They have what it takes to win. They have the ability to win. but they have a losing attitude. You know, when you have a team that has some of the great leaders, some of the great athletes on it, and on paper they should be winning, but the attitude is of losing. And that's why they lose all the time, because their attitudes are not right. So with a potential leader, you're going to have to cultivate them to having the right attitude. When you can take someone that's raw and help them to become great, that means you have to tap into who they are. You have to understand who they are. And that's what you need to do. If you are a person that has the potential, you need to be up under someone who knows how to pull that potential out of you. Now, the natural leader. The natural leader is that person that just a go-getter all the way. These are the type of people that have vision, and they're not afraid to step out on faith. They're not afraid to do new things, and they are innovative and very likable. But if a natural leader is not trained properly, they can become very dangerous. You know, a natural leader, if they are taught the wrong way, they can lead a lot of people down the wrong path. You see it in businesses. You see it in churches. You know, it's good for a good leader, natural leader, to be taught the right way. So they have to have a leader that is able to cultivate them. So one of the things that's so important, if you're going to be able to follow good leadership, you're going to have to find the right person to follow. Mentorship. Mentorship is important because everyone needs an instructor. Everyone needs a leader. And whatever it is that you're trying to succeed at this year, you're going to need someone to help get you there. You can't do it by yourself. It doesn't matter how talented you are as far as having natural abilities or potential abilities, but it's about having someone to guide you. And that's what a mentor is a guide. It's like going to a new place, a new territory, a new city, and you need a guide to help you get around. Well, the guide is experienced in knowing different things about the area that they're from. And they can show you hidden jewels and hidden treasures. They can tell you what to avoid, and they can help you to have an excellent, awesome time. And it's the same way in whatever it is that you're trying to succeed in, is to have a good mentor, because a good mentor will help you to avoid the pitfalls. So whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, you will enjoy it that much more. They will help you to understand why it's important to be patient. They'll show you where the pain is going to come from. They can really instruct you to becoming a faster success, as opposed to you doing it by yourself. So it's important that if you're going to be a leader, you have to have a good leader before you. You have to have someone that you can trust, someone that's going to bring the best out of you. That's what a mentor is for. And a reason why a lot of people fail is because they don't have mentors. They're doing things the hard way. They're trying to reinvent the wheel. And when you try to reinvent the wheel, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. Why reinvent something that's already been invented and let someone show you how to make it better? You may have a great idea to improve on something, but get a good mentor to help you to understand the foundation of things. In conclusion, now we have to understand that the takeaway from today's lesson is that leadership is needed and is very important. Understand that there are two types of thinking when it comes to leadership, linear and lateral. You may be lateral in having the great idea. You may have something to bring with a vision. You're a visionary, but you need to have some linear thinking inside your circle to help you to accomplish whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. Whether that be in your ministry, whether that be in your business, whether it be on your job, you have to understand that there has to be a balance, and that there has to be a lot of trust in order to make whatever it is that you are going to do this year to become a success. So, have the proper attitude towards leadership this year. Learn how to follow. Learn something new. Discover those hidden treasures that's on the inside of you. A good mentor will bring that out of you, and then in return you can pay it forward and bring it out of someone else. Now, if you enjoyed this message, please share it. Whether you're seeing this message on your cell phone, share it with 2 or 3 of your friends on your cell phone. If you're watching this via Facebook, like the video, share the video, comment on the video, because it's a huge blessing to not only our ministry, but if you believe that this message is a good message, it may be a blessing to someone else. Also, if you are on Facebook or if you're on your cell phone, go to facebook.com/Impact Church. If you haven't already liked our page, like our page. It's very important that you like our page. Also, too, we would like for you to go to our website at impactchurch.com, because there we're going to put a lot of information. Look for in the future for us to introduce our podcast, have some articles that you can read about these particular topics. Also, too, that we can continue to connect with you wherever you are in the world. Also, if the Lord has put it on your heart, feel free to click on our donation button and leave us a donation. It will really be greatly appreciated, and it will go to great use. So if you really believe that this ministry is what God is calling to really impact the world, partner with us. It doesn't matter if you go to our church or not, that you can be a huge blessing to us by just partnering with us. So I hope you enjoyed the message. Again, dare to dream in 2014, for this is your year. God bless you.